Well, good morning, everybody. This is DearMamaSal on a Monday morning, and it's spring. It's 9 degrees here in southern British Columbia, which would make it 48 in American. And for it to be that close to double digits at this time of the day is very exciting. However, I'm just looking out of the window, and I see very dark rain clouds, and I don't have my raincoat with me today. Oh well. Some people read the weather forecast before they leave home. Today I didn't. Never mind. It's just rain, right? Let me think. What's the worst that can happen with rain? My hair could look a mess. Now, the only difficulty is today I do actually have to go to the doctor, and my hair looking a mess going to the doctor isn't going to make a whole lot of difference. So, okay. And I could have damp clothes, which, you know, I can live with. I just want to let you know that it's been a very difficult weekend. I normally do a Monday wrap-up of the weekend, and it's been a difficult weekend for the viewers. And I want to, first of all, before I start that, just wish Erin all the best today. I know she's got something really important going on, and my heart is with her, and I hope everything goes well. The second thing that I wanted to do is to apologize for something I didn't do wrong. And when I say that, let me explain. After my Sunday afternoon broadcast, I found out that one of our viewers and a very big supporter of DearMamaSal for a couple of years died. And I had no idea about that when I did the broadcast. And I have a feeling that I might have been one of the few that didn't know that. And nobody told me, and understandably so. But the reason I wanted to apologize is because for those who didn't know that I didn't know, it might have seemed like a very insensitive broadcast. And for that, I'm sorry. The fact I didn't know made it impossible for me to do otherwise, but it was just so sad to hear. I know at least one other of the viewers is going to be devastated by this in some ways. So it's a very difficult thing to deal with all around. I'm talking about it because life brings us very difficult things to deal with, unfortunately. And it's part of life. It's part of unfortunately, our reality. The yin and the yang. Really call on all of you who are aware of what's going on and aware of the people concerned to support one another as best you know how. As we know, grieving is a very personal thing. People do it in their own individual ways. There's no right way to grieve, and there is no quick way to grieve, and there is no magic way to grieve. It just is what it is, and it takes as long as it takes. And so I think it's appropriate today for me to just quickly go through some of the cycle of loss. And it doesn't matter, well, of course it matters, bad choice of words. It is the same whether it be the loss of anything. The difference is the intensity. So, number one, when we get a major loss, or any loss, quite honestly, our first reaction is one of denial. I can't believe I've lost that. Or I can't believe it's happened. You know, you can hear it in the way that people react. What? Like, I don't believe what I just heard. So for some reason we need it to be almost repeated to us so that we can understand it, because the shock of it is so difficult. For many people, the next reaction is one of anger. And for some, it's an anger at God, if they believe, whatever God you believe in. It's an anger at God. It's an anger at anybody. They lash out at anybody and anything. And so again, I would warn all the associated people that if anyone involved with this suddenly starts lashing out at you, be aware it may be from a place of grief, and forgive them. You don't have to like it, you don't have to accept it, but forgive them. The third part of that cycle is one of great sadness, obviously. And I would say, for some, it might even be of blame, self-blame. The third stage we need to go through is great sadness. And we will all feel this in different ways. It is also sometimes linked to people who blame themselves or others. But great sadness is where this part comes from. And so I would ask you all to understand that great sadness. It comes in waves. You'll be doing absolute fine one moment, and then the next minute you will find yourself in tears. It is perfectly normal. It is part of grieving. And the reality is that it will continue for as long as it takes. And as long as it takes for you to come to grips with what really has happened, you will continue to sort of fluctuate in and out of probably the anger and the sadness. And then we start to go into acceptance. And there's a really strange thing about acceptance, and that is that for some of us we feel guilty because we're starting to smile again, or we're starting to live again, or we're starting to laugh again. And at some level we feel it is disrespectful. And that is not true. I think the greatest honor we can do somebody who's passed, I think the greatest way in which we can honor them is to carry on. because they know there will always be a place in our hearts for that person. And it's not any lack of caring that happens. It's like, I understand this has happened. I will always have a place in my heart. And now I honor you by moving on, because I know you would want me to do that and to be happy. My heartfelt sympathy goes out to everybody who's been affected by this. I know the broadcast viewers well enough to know that they will rally around each other and give each other what support they can. If anybody needs to vent, you know how to get hold of me. It is with great sadness that I say, this is Dear Mama Sal. Bye bye for now.